So we're very excited for today. I can't tell you, I don't know, Diana, sometimes we always joke about how doTERRA times things to sort of come into our, world at what always seems to be the perfect time. It's like, how did they know that's the oil we needed for free this month? Or that's the special that was going to be exactly what we needed. And you doing this Step Into Your Vision workshop is exactly the workshop for right now, right? We are all like transitioning, feeling all of these feelings. Some of us, are doing better with it than others. I mean, for whatever it is, right? Our lives have changed so much. And honestly, I think our dreams have changed. Our vision has changed. Our priorities have changed over this past, year plus. And you need a reset. We need permission to move forward in all of this, but we also need the tools to do it successfully. So I'm so excited to have you doing this, and that you are so generous in the time and energy you put into sharing this with us, because we are all going to be so uplifted, and I'm excited. So with that, our amazing Diana from Wellness is Essential, Miss Diana Webb, is going to lead us through another one of her super inspiring, like, you gotta, like, I love how Leslie posted earlier in our group,
bring a tissue.
Yes, bring the tissues, because sometimes something hits you and it just moves you, right? And it hits
right
home.
Me too.
It's like, it hits that string, right? Bing, and then all of a sudden there you are, and you're crying, and I'm tearing up just talking about it. So geez, clearly I need a tissue. But thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. Here's my oil box. I hope you have yours near you.
Yes, look at that.
This used to have a lid, and the hinges got a little bit wonky, so I just took them right off. And I'm still using it all the time. I don't have to lift a lid to reach in there. And then I use the lid as my little prep area to make blends and rollers and stuff. So just a little tip for you there, when you're working with your oils, get those lids right out of the way. Just take them off, and it works great. You're not traveling down the road with it, so you're going to be okay. It's not going to be, if you're not, some people are, but if you're not like having to take it like a little suitcase, then it's fine.
I love the one that you just showed us. Can you show us that again?
Yeah,
the one
that you have your specific blend.
Or
I can probably show it better at the end, but this is my pretty little box. I got it at Home Goods. It's like this turquoise with this little cutout and a reflective mirror surface. And then inside of it, I have all my Desiree Mangandog blends with all the little stickers and labels and everything on there. So, oops, these are the I Am Fabulous ones. So those are taking up the majority of the box. And then I have I Am Worthy over here along the side. So if you get the I Am Worthy book, you'll end up getting these it comes with labels and everything. So it's pretty cool. You just have to have the rollers, but it comes with the lid stickers and the labels to put on the roller bottles. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So I'm just going to start with this idea, to talk to you about the situation that we're talking about, which is burnout, right? Emotional support for burnout. So Desiree Mangandog is a practitioner of traditional Chinese medicine, and many of the ways that she figured out how to use the essential oils for your emotional benefit and your energetic uplift were that she, uses them with the traditional 5 elements idea, which the 5 elements are, fire, water, metal, earth, and wood. Okay. So she worked with the oils, figured out which ones were the ones that really worked well with your body's meridians and your energetic uplift. And she designed the different protocols and just uses them very fluidly now, because she's just really, really just super attuned to it, and she's coming out with a new book. So it's going to be all about the different essential oils. So she has several different books. Um, you know, the I Am Magnetic, which we're going to work on in the future. The I Am Fabulous, which we have worked on and have a 4-part series of classes. And I Am Worthy, which we did just a few months ago. We did that just a few months ago, but we can repeat that again in the future. And yeah, we did get a little with that one. So this is a little bit shorter. Yeah, we got a little bit choked up. So, but what I was going to tell you was a quote or a little thing from a lady named Jessica Kupferman. She was talking about she was actually talking to Laura Jacobs, and she was talking about being overwhelmed, being burned out, just being done, right? And she's an oil lady plus a mom, married lady, all that stuff. And so she was saying that when she was looking at her life and the role that she was playing, she realized that she needed to release and to let go of the feeling of needing to sacrifice. So she said, I needed to let go of the feeling that I needed to sacrifice myself and my self care because an emergency was going to happen. And I saw myself as the only person who would be able to deal with this emergency. So I think we can all relate to this as being moms and being here for the people that we care about, and that, working with them with their oils and wanting to support them, that we start to think like that, and then it just really weighs us down. It really doesn't help us to be the best person that we are, right? And to really get out there and do what we need to do. So the point of this step into your vision is to let go, to shed a skin, accept the change, become unstuck, because being stuck is not really living. So we want to take away anything that's in between ourselves and really living, right? So that we can just enjoy our life and let the other stuff, we can understand that we can help people more if we have helped ourselves first, right? We can't pour from that empty cup. We can't, sit there and feel just absolutely burned out, drained, and empty inside ourselves, and then reach to fill anybody up, right? So we're going to go to the next slide. And yes, being stuck is not living. So the concept of just almost everything that this emotional release with the essential oils has to do with is emotion equals energy in motion, right? So first you are going to work on clearing the obstruction. So what happens is we get this emotional stagnation, that we are holding on to something, our body's holding on, our mind's holding on, our energy is getting trapped behind that something and just not moving, right? So the flow is impeded in what we're doing. And so we're going to clear that obstruction first. And that can come from so many things: your own expectations, others' expectations, and just we absorb it into our body and hang on to it. And that is keeping your energy from flowing freely. Yeah. So so after we clear the obstruction, then we nourish the new perspective. So we're going to be able to open up and nourish that new perspective that we want to adopt. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we're coming up with some kind of invention or some kind of thing like that. It's just the new perspective of not being in that state of feeling burned out and of feeling like I just, leave me alone, I can't do any more for you, right? Kind of thing, where we just are overwhelmed and just weighed down. So that's the new perspective. So we're going to nourish that, because we need to nourish our energy in order to continue to have it flowing. Then we will harmonize and integrate the new vision. And so all of this is happening through the application of the oils on these energy meridians and the specific oils that have been chosen that have really worked to clear out these stagnant things that we hold on to, right? So, and then we're going to focus on those tasks and goals that we want to achieve. And if all it means is that your goal is that you just want to be a calmer, more loving to yourself person, then that's fabulous. That's what we want, right? That's a spectacular way. So I must feel, I must move through stagnant emotions in order to be free of them. What we're not doing is covering them up and trying to, say, those aren't real, those don't exist, that's not something that affects me. What we are doing is we are bringing them out and going through them, and we can handle it. We're going to be okay. It's okay. You don't need to fear these emotions. We can see them. When we see them and we look at them in the way that they're going to move through, they don't stay in you. Then what you do when you deny them is you hang on to them, and they slow you down and they weigh you down. So what you need to do is you need to feel them, look at them honestly, and move through in order to be free of what they're doing to your energy, to hold your energy down or to dampen you, right? Okay, so next, what is burnout? Well, burnout is caused by not knowing when to say no, not knowing how to say no. And believe me, it's easy, just say no. Being in a toxic environment or around toxic people, prioritizing others over yourself, people pleasing, or worrying about what everybody thinks, or superhero syndrome. I can do it all, right? Unrealistic expectations, having little control over what you're doing, or not feeling appreciated for what you do, right? So serious warning signs are these in the middle, right? You urgently need self-care. This means you better run away and just take care of you, right? Because you're I don't care, go to a cabin, go to a tent, whatever you need to do, just be just by yourself, and save yourself. So you're always feeling obliged to say yes despite your already full schedule. That's a bad place to be, right? When you're at home, you spend the whole time in recovery mode. So you're napping a lot. You're just, we've been at home, right? But you're just kind of hiding out. This is like the hiding out phase. And you're always tired. So you rest and you sleep and you do all this stuff and you're still tired. That's not good. You feel paralyzed or like you can't move forward or make a decision in certain areas, multiple areas of your life. And you keep on telling yourself that, despite your best efforts, oh, that's not good enough. It's just not good enough. You're just not happy with it, right? You're generally unhappy. You get sick a lot. Okay. So these are places where we know that we have gotten to a point where we're holding these stagnant toxic emotions in, not letting things flow, and we are trapped. We have trapped ourselves. So simply do more of what you love, less of what you tolerate, and none of what you hate.
Ooh, I like that.
Right? And let's see, what do we have here?
Questions. Diana, don't you think there's an extent to which I like this list of burnout being caused by all these things, but I also feel like to some extent we're all a little burnt out on this current world, and some of it's out of our control. It's not necessarily
for sure.
decisions that we've normally in regular life, it kind of is. And sometimes you do have to push yourself to the point of burnout, like finals. Remember finals when you were in college or whatever, right? But I feel like we're all, or maybe a lot of us are experiencing a burnout of sorts because of these circumstances that are almost that we're just drained, right? And it's so exciting that we're getting to come out of it a little bit here, but I don't know. I just think it's interesting because it's almost like a international burnout is happening.
Oh yeah,
Everyone's
for
really
sure.
feeling all these feelings.
but when you really think about it, the way things wasn't working for us either, right? We were People were living this insanely busy, addiction to busy situation where they were just driving themselves into the ground, before having to quarantine. And then, yes, quarantine and the economic downturn all of this has caused. Yeah, I mean, people are feeling very, very burned out, feeling very trapped, feeling very like, what are my choices? What do I have choices? Yes, you do. You always do. You always do. And really, just I think that what it really caused is something that we all hate. Okay. So, what the main thing that we all hate is to stop and actually look around us and realize where we are. you know we made these decisions, we made these choices, we every day do these little habits, that either going to lift us and move us forward or going to keep us, but we're comfortable with those habits, right? And then now we're all like, my habit of having, access to all of these little house snacks that I have, or being able to have happy hour earlier and longer or whatever, that has caused me to gain weight, not feel good, all of that stuff. And so, we turned it around in our wonderful group by, learning more about intermittent fasting and really just getting our new nutrition line and integrating all these good things into our habits again. But a lot of people they're still looking at that and realizing, oh, you know, what am I doing? Like, what is my life really? And they don't want to go back to jobs they hate. They don't want to go back to living like that again and racing around and just being, trying to make everybody happy, and to tick every box. You can't do that. You've got to let some things go. I agree. And so, and really just have the vision to clarify for yourself, what is a good life? What is my good life? What do I want to do? Right. So, and a lot of stifled creativity is also, has happened due to this. So, yeah, we need to reevaluate our priorities. 100%. We need to really just, take some time and look at that. So, yeah. So, more of what you love, right? Figure out what that is. What do you love? Less of what you tolerate. Like, you put up with it, but you hate doing it. And none of what you hate. If you really hate something and you finally realize that, you've got to get that out of your life. And if that means you have to call somebody in to do that, or you need to move because you know where you are isn't allowing you to have that peace of mind, then do it. It's okay. You can do it. So yeah, it's true. So then we have our little guy here, our wonderful little fellow, and then it's going to show us all the different application points that we use. And so those are back of the neck, over the heart area, inside of the elbow creases, also the wrist creases, and up and down that midline of the body, from between the breasts, on the breastbone there, all the way down to that belly button, and or below the belly button as well. And then also we can use the feet. So yeah, you can use all these different locations to do that. And then your frequency is that you're going to listen to yourself and feel your reaction to this. And if you feel that you need more, like if you feel like what you're doing is like, not enough, or, you're just needing a little bit more treatment there, just do it again. It's okay. And give yourself the time to really absorb it and to feel it. So, because it's going to be direct oil application onto these places. Okay. So, so this is the whole process, right? We have a 5-step process here, and we have a long list of essential oils that we're going to apply, and that is tea tree, lemongrass, Siberian fir, black spruce, marjoram, coriander, lavender, and citronella. And then we're going to create that step into your vision roller blend and keep that one for use. Okay, so that the ingredients for that are clary sage, pink pepper, Hawaiian sandalwood, and green mandarin. And of course, you are free to contact me if you do not have these oils and you would like to obtain the rollers to do this 5-step process. What I'm going to do is I'm going to combine them. The ones that go into each step, I'm going to combine them and and the step into your vision, and it's going to be $40 for the for me to just send them all to you. So there'll be 5 mils and there'll be the blends that you need if you don't have these oils, because some people don't have these. So the 5-step process is as follows. You're going to do your step 1 will be detaching from the non-essential. And then you can also use your oils, you can apply them and also use them as a diffuser blend. So the step 2 is releasing the opinions of others. Step 3 is aligning to your truth. And step 4 is to create the step into your vision roller. And and then step 5 is identify your 2080. And that's going to be using the citronella to delete distractions moving forward, and just that identification of your 2080. So we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get there. But that's just a little overview for you. Okay. So, okay, so step 1, you get out your oils, and I'm going to tell you what to do first and just explain it to you, and then we'll apply them. So don't start applying them just yet, okay? So you're going to want lemongrass, tea tree, melaleuca, and Siberian fir. Okay, so just have them here ready to go. And these are very, very handy, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to take 1 drop each and just drop it into the hand, right? And then we're going to apply to the back of the neck. So like dip your fingers in. You're going to apply to the back of the neck here at the base of the hair. Then you're going to do the wrist creases. If you have elbow creases, you can do those as well. Like if you have short sleeves on, because it's more summery now, you can. And then the upper chest. So that's going to be the right over the heart area, or the soul, like right on this breastbone here, this flat area that you can feel here, like above, kind of above the breast area, but like below the collarbone, below the neck area, right? So that area, this like the sternum. And so you can also use them as a diffuser blend, or what I do usually during the protocols, I do the protocol and then I just take a minute to breathe it for like about 1 or 2 minutes. Just do the hand diffuser and breathe. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and get our oils into our hand. So 1 drop of each into the hand, right? Easy. The tea tree, the lemongrass, and the Siberian fir. And this is like a wonderful blend. I think this is a lovely blend for the diffuser. And as Dr. Rourke said, nobody needs 20 drops of tea tree for anything, in your diffuser. So cool it with the level of tea tree, and then you'll be happier and everybody will be safe. So back of neck, right? Wrist creases. So you can like apply it to one wrist and then rub the other one, right? And then of course the sternum area, right? And now, like Leslie just showed us, just rub those hands together and cup and just really breathe in, right? So what are we detaching here? What are we thinking about here? We are thinking about all the things that are not essential to us, right? We keep carrying these things around. We keep thinking that they're our job. We keep taking them on. Let them go. They are not essential to the core of what you're really here to do. Okay. Yes, there's some things that we do, that we have to do, but let's not make it into, you know, something that's going to really like hold you down. That shouldn't be the priority in your day. You should be able to feel that loosening, and you should be able to feel that your tea tree is helping you to cleanse and clear that negativity. It's going to disinfect you energetically, right? So that's just clearing that up. We have that stagnation. We're going to get it cleared up. The lemongrass, that's cleansing our limiting beliefs. So the beliefs that we have that says, I can't, I don't, I can't do that. I'm so worried about if I, this and that, right? So let those go, right? We got to release the things, the people, the circumstances that don't belong in our lives, the things that we are really just doing, and we're on autopilot. Yeah, as you said, Leslie, you just need to snap your fingers and like wake up out of this, you know, sleep, and like say, okay, let me face where I'm going here. What am I doing? Right? What am I doing? So yeah, so perfect. That's what we love. So that cleansing, super important, right? Now we're going to feel that, working through you. And if you still have oil, you can apply it to the top of the head. You can apply it to the hair, you know, and that'll be right there. And it's cleansing your aura. It's cleansing all the energy, meridians, and really just moving, allowing movement happen, allowing that breakthrough of your actual vital energy, because the energy that you expend when you are holding back, when you're denying yourself, when you're telling yourself I can't, or you're afraid, or you're procrastinating, all of those things lead your essence, your vital essence, what's truly you, to be drained, right? So you're just trapped in that little swirl, going round and round, and you're draining yourself. Like that energy is being dissipated. You're not getting it back. You're not able to reach out and nourish and do all these things because you're trapped in that little circle. So yeah, you really need to clear out and be able to then nourish and take in again and be able to receive again, right? Instead of just giving, you need to be able to receive. Okay. And so this clearing out of these non-essentials is really going to help you to be in the place where you're going to be ready for and receptive to the messages that are coming from your own heart, that are coming from your mission that you want to really truly get in touch with. So just listen for that. That's coming. Okay, so here's our step 2. I'm going to take a little sip of water. And step 2 is about releasing the opinions of others. Sometimes it's about releasing the opinion of that other that lives in here, that little voice that never shuts up, telling you, no, you messed up. Oh, you should not have done that. Remembering all the dumb mistakes and things, instead of just focusing on what could you have learned from that experience? What could you have learned from that mistake? And how can you continue forward? Right? That's what we want. That's where we want to live, right? In that sense of like, yeah, I did it. I failed at that, or I didn't do that right. Now I know better. Let me move forward, right? So delicious, delicious. What do we want to get out? We want to get out our black spruce. There's my baby black spruce right there, and some marjoram. Okay, so these two smell so good together. Oh my gosh, these two smell so good. I love these two. These are great. So yes, so you want to quiet down there, little talking voice that is telling me I'm doing things wrong and judging me. Okay, be quiet. You're not needed here. I don't need you. I'm okay. I can do what I need to do, and I don't have to listen to this nonsense. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to inhale these. These are going to be dropped into your hands. And I know you still have a little residue from the others. That's fine. That's okay. Um, so you're going to do the black spruce and the marjoram, inhaling from the hands for 3 minutes. And oh my gosh, this is so good. I mean, this in a diffuser, yum. It smells like incredible. I think these are a beautiful combination. So just go ahead and take these two and just inhale. So just put your hands over your face. Inhale the black spruce and the marjoram. If you only have one, just use one. Okay. And so, yeah. So black spruce, what is this for? Black spruce is, oh, oops, I'm sorry. Let me just tell you, Siberian fir was to help you break those patterns of having to do it all with no help. Okay. From the last blend, Siberian fir, for breaking patterns of having to do it all with no help. Siberian fir really helps you with that so that you actually learn that lesson for yourself and move on, right? So the black spruce, what the black spruce does is because it reaches, it gets that aurora borealis and it gets all the colors and it gets exposed to all those frequencies. The beautiful, beautiful black spruce is an amazing oil energetically. It's taking in all of that loveliness. It's getting in that Arctic circle and getting all of that light, all of that color. And it just is really wonderful. Helps you cleanse from regret and disappointment. Okay. So these are things that, there's always another chance. Okay. There's always, okay. Even if that person is not in your life anymore, even if that person is not in the world anymore, there is always that eternal life that we all have as spirits on this, existence that is there. Okay. You have forever. You have your whole life and your whole afterlife to learn all these lessons, to do all of these things. You never run out of time. So that is the point, right? You don't have to sit there and live in regrets and hold on to regrets and disappointments, because you are learning through this trip here around the sun, and you're going to be okay. And they hear you. If you're saying you're sorry, if you're praying to, about something, it is heard. It is heard. Okay. So you're going to cleanse that regret and disappointment. And guess what marjoram does? Marjoram opens your heart. Marjoram is a beautiful oil that is really good for relaxing all those muscular things that are really tense, right? So marjoram helps you to open your heart, recreate those bonds, and find the people in your life, the people around you, the people that maybe you're not even aware of, these people in your day to day, but they're there, and you can trust them to support you. So their energy, you know, comes to you, and you guys share this bond of support, right? And caring for each other and for moving in this direction that you want to move, right? To serve, to be open, to really learn and to just really be there for others. There's someone who's feeling that way about you too. So, and you just don't, you may not know them or know it yet, but it's there. So just trust in that. And, if you're, it's great if they're there around you. Open your mind to realize that they're there and they've been there and they care about you. And, just remember that. Feel that their hands are holding you, even if they've passed on, they're still there loving you and supporting you. Okay. So, so good. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so good. It's making me crazy. It's so good. So, so yes, those are 3 minutes of loveliness, I tell you. Okay, so that was our step 2. Here we're moving on to step 3. So step 3 is to align with your truth. Okay, so this is something that is your soul truth, right? Because you're on your journey. Your soul is on this journey with you, right? And this eternal journey that I'm talking about, and that you are really going to be able to, you know, drop into that center, that core of what's in there, and align back with it. Stop pulling yourself away, that's what you've been doing when you're, when you're fighting it, when you're procrastinating, when you're like having all these doubts and worries. That's just pulling you away from what you already, that was already part of you. That was already something that is there. You just need to, feel it again. You just need to get back aligned with that and keep that as your core and your center again. It's there. It wasn't gone, but you were just pulling yourself away from it, right? So we're going to get you back there. And what we need for that is our wonderful coriander. If you don't have coriander on you, not a lot of people always have coriander. I know, I can't remember. I think last time we did this, like coriander was out or something weird like that. Like, like we couldn't get coriander new. But anyway, coriander smells amazing. And it is indigestion, but what you can use if you don't have coriander is you can always use frankincense. So frankincense is perfect for anything. Its energy is aligned with anything that you need. It's not, because yes, it's a wood oil, but it has lots of qualities that are going to align with just this nourishing, right? And to help you get back to that spiritual alignment that you want to have, right? So for the coriander, we have this meridian, right? So what you're looking at in the little picture of the legs there, you're checking in with coriander, right? That is in the front of the leg. There's the knee, right? And extending down on either side of that leg bone, the shin bone, right? That's that stomach channel. So you want to just put the coriander there on the stomach channel. And as we do know, if you know about oils, coriander is great for stomach, right? So the stomach is just put that on right there on that line next to the shin, kind of next the side of the shin. So let's see. I don't know if you could see my knee. My knee, right? So here's my knee. You're going to put it on like down the shin bone, down the side of the shin bone, not on the shin bone, but down. Okay. So I know it's confusing because those legs are kind of funny looking, but yeah, that's where you're putting the coriander. Okay. I know I'm lifting my foot onto a
Is it like bouncing back up again also?
It's just showing. Yeah, I know. That's weird, right? I'm sorry. I don't know why
Oh, I see what it, oh, both
that little
sides.
diagram is kind of funny.
No, I
I
mean,
agree.
I'll just cover my legs in coriander and I'll have it covered. It'll be okay. Just take a coriander
Yeah.
bath and I'll be good. It's okay.
Oh God, so funny. Yes, let me explain the stomach channel to you. Hold on, let me find it right here. The way that it works is that your body in traditional Chinese medicine works with all these different, you know, systems of your body, and they have to do with seasons and different functions, right? So let's see, the stomach channel. Sorry, I have to look it up for my class. So the stomach channel is earth. Okay, so it's the earth, the element of earth, and the season of earth is late summer. So what happens in late summer? We harvest, right? We have a harvest of the things that we grew, right? And often that's when there's a lot of like economic prosperity, because we've harvested the things, now we're selling them, bartering them, all that kind of stuff, and getting, an income for that. So summer, and so the stomach, what the stomach does is it breaks everything down into a digestible form for your body, right? So the stomach helps to make it palatable to your system. And this is all energetically, right? The stomach channel. That's why you're wanting to use that stomach channel, right? Because you want to get, the harvest of that late summer harvest, and you want to be able to incorporate that into your body, that good energy of like, the ripe crops, everything's, has gone through its growth, and now you can harvest it. So then your stomach is going to turn that into your essence, your energy that you're going to use to stay alive and to feed yourself. And so that stomach has to break those down. And in order to support that energy that's coming in when you align with your truth, when you're going to need to use that stomach meridian in order to process that and make it useful to your system. So that's how the coriander works. So let me explain a little bit more about coriander. Coriander helps you to honor yourself and do what's right. Coriander helps you to check in with yourself, release those distractions, and get back on track. It is an evaluation tool, as well as your system that's related to your stomach is your spleen. And your spleen is a decision maker. It helps you figure out what's necessary and what's, useful. So, but the stomach is breaking it down so the spleen can, put it into its little columns of where it's needed, right? So the coriander helps to support that, because coriander is like an efficiency expert that provides a detailed report of what is contributing to your growth and what is stunting your growth. So if you aren't sure what's working and what is, what's not working and what is working, this oil helps to give you those insights. And you can apply it at any time that you would like to hear, feel, or know the truth about what you're doing, like just to help you check back in with yourself. And I don't know about you guys, but my energy is buzzing in that area. Are you feeling a tingle in the stomach channel there? Me too. Yeah. Woohoo. Isn't that awesome? Okay, sorry. This is so fun. Next, we're going to step 3, right? So as you can see, these two lovely ladies are demonstrating what we're doing next. So step 3, yes. Sorry, is that wrong? That may be wrong. No, we're still on step 3. Sorry, that's part 2 of step 3. And that is lavender, right? So if you can't do lavender, cedar wood is a good substitute for that. That's fine. And again, always frankincense is a good substitute for anything. So if you want to go through this whole process, frankincense still helps to move energy, and it can help you to also nourish again. So it's kind of wacky, but the tea tree and the lemongrass are really necessary to do that cleansing. So you need to have one or both of those because they really help to cleanse. And of course, the Siberian fir is just that extra oomph, right? That you need to get that cleansing and to get a new pattern. You're going to X out those bad patterns, have the new pattern. So here's the lavender. This is too. You can do most things with frankincense. Yeah, you can. It's amazing. Yeah. And so like if you had your Desiree Mangandog thing, you're going to want to have like tea tree, lemongrass, and like something for the tummy, like either cardamom or coriander, like that. And, and then frankincense, and you're like set. If you have those 4, you could probably sub in for any kind of protocol that she does, but she really likes to get in there and just get deep into the qualities of each one, right? So here's our staple lavender, which we love. You're going to apply 1 drop to both the throat, just that midline of the throat, and then over the heart, right? Over the heart area. So where your actual heart is, which is a little bit on the left of your sternum, right? So just go ahead and apply the lavender. And lavender is part of this step because lavender is for communication. And as you know, it's the oil of calm and communication. And lavender, in this sense, helps you to speak your soul truth. Okay, the truth that's in your soul, the truth that's in your heart, right? As we like to say. So this will help you to express your needs and access those inner thoughts and desires that we haven't expressed. And the reason that we're applying it to the heart is because the heart is, in Chinese medicine, is the place where these things are, moved around, right? So we want to support that heart. The heart is the manager of the entire body in terms of dispersing the energy all over the body. So that's why we want to nourish and support that heart to be able to feel what it needs to feel, right? So yeah, so we love that. It's really lovely. So if you've got that done, then we're gonna go on to the next page, right? So step 4 is we're gonna make our roller. So if you have your roller, I actually have my completed roller here, but we're gonna just go ahead and get a 10 mil roller. And I said 5 mil roller, sorry, 5 mil roller. The 5 mil roller. And if you're doing a 10 mil, double your drops, right? You're going to double the drops. So you're going to do the oils in order. That's necessary because they're energetic. The way they work energetically, if you don't do them in order, then you change the formula, right? And the way that they're put in that way is because they each serve a different purpose in the blend. So you're going to go ahead and blend them by just starting with the clary sage top to bottom. You're going to do 8 drops of that, or if you're, or double it for a larger roller. Then 7 drops of the pink pepper, and 5 drops of Hawaiian sandalwood, and 3 drops of green mandarin. And then you're going to top with the fractionated coconut oil, right? And so this is going to, I know it's amazing. Yeah. So it transforms once it gets in that bottle together, and it's just totally different from each individual one. But I love the kind of smokiness that the clary sage brings. I love that it like has that really like almost smoky element to it. So you're going to use this like this and apply to the top of the head. Okay. And then the other application point is this midline of the inner forearms, right? So that's going to go when you're, here from the wrist all the way to the elbow, but in this like area where it's like that soft, you can see the veins, right? You can see like your veins there. You're going to follow that little vein channel, right? Because this takes it to the core of your body. So you're going to do that, and you're going to do that 3 times daily for 1 month. Okay, that's to support this transition. And if you feel, no, it usually just blends together. You can tilt it like this and just blend it gently. I wouldn't shake it. I would just like tilt back and forth. That's how I blend them, just real gently. And, we don't want to create like bubbles or anything in there. we don't want them to be frothy. Right? Don't froth it, girl. So yes. So let me just read to you about our lovely blend here, right? So clary sage is for opening your mind to a new way of viewing your life. And pink pepper is going to help you to choose your words and bring power and intention behind them. Pink pepper is an integrator, right? It integrates all of these elements that we just went through, and it helps us to become what we say, right? So if we say this, vision, we say this vision, we want to become it, right? That's called manifesting, right? So the pink pepper helps us in that, become what we say. Exactly. So yeah, it's that manifesting, turning that vision into reality. So then the Hawaiian sandalwood, this is oil of divinity, and it is great for centering and bringing you inward. Goes directly to the heart to help the heart to open and to listen to the body, to listen to that inner self, that soul message that we want to hear, right? We want to hear that soul message. We want to understand what the soul wants. So then we have our wonderful bright green mandarin, and that is just really going to support you to instill bravery and boldness, right? Lovely. Bravery and boldness with our green mandarin. And I mean, I love green mandarin. Do you guys love it? It's amazing, right? So as you can see here in the little quote, we need those critical moments of pause and silence to connect to our inspiration, to connect to our healing, and to listen silently to that divine communication. We're hearing divine communication when we silence that judgy, blabby, overthinking stuff. Yeah, exactly. Then we're like open, right? We're like receptive to this wonderful message that's coming to us from the divine. So who doesn't want that? Love it. Okay. So here's what we're going to do in order to step into our vision, right? We need a vision to step into the 2, right? So this is a little plan right here. in order to like write this down, think about this, really get this going in a journal, and just get flowing with what you're thinking about these, ideas here. So identify those habits and behaviors that are holding you back from living fully. You're going to release your self-doubt, and you're going to delve deeply into your heart and soul's truest desires to reawaken your passion for life, right? Because what's happened is that we've like you said, gone to sleep, like we've been hypnotized, and we just are not connected to that vitalness, to that energy that really drives us. And should your pink pepper be blue? Are you looking at it in the bottle? I don't think so. It's clear as far as I know. Wintergreen's pink, but and blue tansy, and those are blue. There's different blue ones, but interesting. I think it's more clear, isn't it? I use it a lot. I put it in my veggie caps. Okay, let's see. What is Trixie saying? It smells like blue. Uh-oh. Okay. Maybe you made a mix in there, and you got to, you guys are hilarious. Okay. That's interesting. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, I think it's just clear. That's strange. Yeah, definitely. So, okay. So we're going to reawaken that passion for life, right? Blue tansy is a score. And what we need to do is we need to understand that the way that we're living, right? Sorry. Oh my gosh, my papers are just like jumping off the table. Sorry. Let me come over here and tell you. What we are doing is we are needing to identify the behaviors, and then we're going to honor the times of work and of rest. So those cycles, right? The daily cycles, the day and night type of cycles, the yin yang, right? Of growth and of fallow, of doing and of being. Because if you don't have, and of masculine and of feminine, yin is feminine, yang is masculine. And so we need to honor those cycles. If we don't honor those cycles, then, and we're just keep pushing, we end up creating the opposite. So what happens if you push yourself into this young overwork, just pushing and just constantly striving, right? You end up knocking yourself down, and just involuntarily you're down, and you're in a yin cycle of the darkness, of rest, of not being able to move around, not being able to produce anything. You just really want to take a look at those different cycles. So if you tend to be an overworker, and just moving a lot too much, not settling down at the end of the day, then you'll need to pull back and activate your planning mind and your planning spirit, and you're going to focus. You're going to get that focus really tight, and only taking the action, right? That is needed, right? So you got to get that, you got to get the balance between the energy and the flow. Okay. Like, just don't get caught up and keep going, right? So, but if you tend to be like a person who kind of hangs back and just looking at the what if this, what if that, and getting somewhat distracted with a lot of different new ideas and different things, and kind of being in your head a lot and playing out things in your head, then you are going to have to take some action. You're going to have to put that into what you're doing and just go ahead and take action, because you cannot manifest without taking action, without doing something, right? So if that means speaking to someone or reaching out to someone, it doesn't mean you're like building a wall necessarily, or, building a house or digging a ditch or doing all that stuff, that kind of action. It means that you're, taking the action of just reaching outside of yourself, right? So you're not living in that little bubble where you're imagining or thinking about planning all these things, but that you're actually doing something, right? Talking out loud to someone else. Right? Um, so yeah, this message, when you slow down, you will get the message. And then you do have that beautiful vision, but you're going to need to live in it like it's actually happening right now. And so when you live in that vision, when you live, as if you are already there, and you feel those emotions, and you feel like, how does that feel? What do I feel like as that person who has living in this way? That's when you're manifesting, and you also are just enjoying your life. You're enjoying that moment instead of feeling like you're dreaming and it's going to happen someday. It's there, you're living it, right? But yes, you actually have to speak it out loud, write it down, do something about it. Right? Even, just writing it in your journal brings it out there, and just being grateful for what you have right now, that just gives that wonderful energy to you to really live, right? You want to have that gratitude. Yeah. So yeah, so that's the vision. I don't know if you guys saved that or want to save that, but there it is. And then we're looking at this. It's a little bit businessy seeming to you, but that's okay. That's okay. We're not trying to be like, give you any stress. We're relaxing. We're taking it easy. We're getting all that stuff going. But citronella is a really just like focuser, right? Like a really honing in, just like tight on that vision, right? So that's our step 5. We want to use the citronella to delete distractions and really find out what our 80/20 is. So here's the 80/20, right? Our effort, that 20% of effort leads to that 80% result, right? So, the important effort, that important identifying what is actually, making an impact and moving that needle is going to give you that 80% result, right? So if the not important, that is, like the chores, the kind of things like, just having to tick little boxes that are around of like, like, okay, I got to finish my taxes. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do the other, whatever it is, just those little things that we do and that we have set, and we may not have them as like a system, right? We don't like we may not have a system set to handle all those little distractions. They're not important, but sometimes they seem very urgent, right? Like if I don't turn off the hose and I'm going to flood the yard, right? Like, yes, it's urgent, but it's not like the most important thing in the world, right? So we do need to pay attention to those. We can create systems and we can create routines that can make our efforts much less, right? So just not, you know, like if you have something that's broken, you need to fix it. You need to make sure that it can function properly and then it can be used properly, right? So don't be sitting there with a broken computer, with a broken, hose and faucet and all this stuff. You can't, that you're just killing yourself trying to, fix, like water properly with this thing that's not working, or you're trying to do stuff with your computer and figure things out there with something that is like old and not running right and is not doing it for you. You really need to, you know, realize what are those things that are taking that um vital energy that you have. You're really great. The thing that you bring in is you, right? And so if you're so busy trying to like, get this thing to work and just like focusing on all your energy on this stupid thing that isn't working for you, then you just end up losing all of that vital energy on something that doesn't matter. So your citronella is in it's in the, where is it? Oh, I think I don't have it with me, but your citronella is in the, you know, it's an herb, but it's just like, it does smell citrusy, but it is an herb, right? So it's really, really a powerful, um, like scent, and it just clears your head just like instantly. So this is something that you're going to use to hone in on what you're working on, right? On what is like really important. So that's how you're going to delete any distractions and just really get to the thing that really gets you the result that you want, right? So, there's things that we have to do sometimes to get through the month, pay that bill, whatever, but really, our focus needs to be on the things that are taking us to that dream, to that vision that we want. And we just need to really put ourself into that. And I'm not saying go wreck your car or something, because you're not paying attention. Pay attention when you're driving. But like just make your day around, do those important things first. Put those on first and take care of you first. And then see what else you can fit into that day. Maybe you don't get to it all. Maybe you're not going to make a giant, fancy thing, for everybody to admire, dinner wise or dessert wise or whatever. But do the important things first. So that's that 80-20 thing. So then we have all these wonderful additional recipes. So this shake it off protocol, see, Carrie, there's the frankincense. Yeah. So you have the lemongrass, the tea tree, and the frankincense. And you're putting that frankincense on the third eye, the lemongrass on the top of the head, and the tea tree on the heart, right? Sternum between the breasts. And that's the shake it off protocol. And what that is just to release from, a situation that is making you feel cuckoo, right? So you're like, you had a bad time and people left you in a tornado. Shake it off protocol might be a good thing to just forget it. Just let that go, right? And so but yeah, these are wonderful like rollers. You're welcome. I love you, Trixie. And this is like this one with the magnolia, the step into it, it's a lot of magnolia. But magnolia is really, really so soothing and so gentle, that it really just gets, I know 25 drops, right? But yeah, and then the trust yourself, look, see, there's coriander in that one. And again, coriander in the alignment one, blend for alignment, but also Look at this lovely one with pink pepper, Siberian fir, fennel, and lavender. So all of these are just, if they're calling to you, you can do this. And you can see that it says like, trust your path on that blend for alignment. And she has posts for these in her, these are all from her Instagram page, from Desiree Mangandog's Instagram page. And she also has been doing, if you look at her personal, it's like she's a personal page kind of, you just look up Desiree. She's been doing tons of videos, which I have shared with you guys a lot, about each of the different oils. And she does, she'll like explain the whole energetic thing going on with each oil that she's talking about. So you can check on that in the, on her personal Desiree Mangandog Facebook page, right? Just by looking for her there and she's also on YouTube. So she's got a lot of stuff out there, resources, and then of course her wonderful books. So she's really moved into right now more into like hands-on, and she's really working one-on-one, well, not one-on-one, but like herself with everybody's energy in her classes. So and it's somewhat intense. So so what she says is she never puts out anything like these blends and the blends that we just talked about. She doesn't put out anything like that for people to just use themselves that is like really intense and strong, right? She makes sure that what she uses is something that's very that begins that process and that helps you to dig into that process, but not something that's like just grabbing, and pulling, something. She would rather work with the energy personally to help you if there's anything more intense, right? So her classes now are focused on that. Like she's really just doing a lot of energetic work with people and just bringing in her light there to support you. So they're not for everybody, but these things, she designed them carefully and thoughtfully for everybody. So these you can do yourself, and these are much more gentle and really just taking you into that direction, right? And you're gonna listen to how you feel, right? And that's the point. The point is just to open you up to listen to yourself and how you feel. So these are great recipes, and yeah, I tell you, check it out. So I also I'm sharing these recipes because these are great rollers. This Clear the Noise roller, this is from the I Am Worthy book, and we did the I Am Worthy protocol. That was the one time through protocol together. But this is the one from the book. And this really does help you to just get that energetic noise and just discard it, right? So like if it's, whether it's from your negative self-talk or other people's opinions and, et cetera, this just clears that away so that you have more clarity to hear what's going on. And then there's also a diffuser blend, which is lemongrass, Siberian fir, and tea tree. See that? Yeah. So isn't that funny? That detaching from the non-essential diffuser blend there. So easy, just really a little bit of oil. And she also likes for you to reharmonize. Like if you do this to like clear your house, clear your space, which is a wonderful way to do it energetically. You can then reharmonize and nourish again with frankincense. So frankincense can follow up anything. If you're having like any kind of intensity that you're feeling there, frankincense is the nourisher, it's the harmonizer, and it gets you like rebalanced again and helps you just to recover. It replenishes you, right? And then, these are common things. So that I Am Fabulous, Clear the Clutter. I love that with the lime and the Douglas fir. It's really good, and lemongrass. So those are just some extra like often before we can really get into what we're doing and our vision, we need to really clean out, right? And we're all finding that. I think that's another thing, Carrie, that has kept us trapped, that has kept us feeling trapped. A lot of people didn't realize that their house was so full of things and their lives were so full of things that they don't use, do not need, and don't want to make decisions about. They're just like, I don't want to look in that room, the clutter room, or I don't want to look in the shed, or I don't want to look in the garage, they just don't want to, because now I have to make a decision about this thing and I don't know, and like think of a value for it and what do I do with it? Donate it, throw it away, sell it. Ugh. So nobody wants to do that. It can be really overwhelming to face that. But the whole point is this: you don't need to feel bad about those things. Those are decisions that you made at a different point along this timeline of you. And if they no longer serve you, then guess what? It's your duty to release them in order for them to be useful for someone else, right? You holding on to them doesn't help you. So letting them go and realizing, guess what? That's in the past. Yes, I invested money in whatever it was, like, this great giant tent booth thing that to set up my stuff, and I don't want to do that anymore. That's not my thing anymore. Okay, let it go. It's okay. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with you. You're a wonderful person and you are free to move forward in your life. Don't hold yourself back by having objects there that are in the way, right? They're anchors. They're dragging you down. So let's not do that. And then, of course, you can find Desiree Mangandog at any time on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Just search her name. She may change her name, but obviously she's going to, because she's not married to Mr. Mangandog anymore. But, yep, she had to get rid of the non-essentials, kids. She's living her vision too. She's wonderful. No, I love her. She's a doll. She cleared the clutter. Hey, sometimes. So she's really wonderful. So yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and stop sharing now, and yeah, take any chat or questions you guys would like to let me know about. She cleared the clutter. You guys are hilarious. So,
I do have
the
a question,
post.
Diana.
Oh yes,
You may have touched on it already, but just to clarify it, is this
No
something
worries.
that we can do these 5 steps? Like, when would you recommend it? Like maybe like on a Sunday evening when I'm planning for the week, or just whenever feeling that overwhelm?
Yes,
when would be
exactly.
the best time to use it?
Both of those situations would be a great use of this protocol, and especially because you are I know how you are. You're filled with wonderful ideas, and you do need to kind of focus in on like what's important right now for you. Like, you have terrific and amazing visions, and you should capture them, and because they're really important and they're really leading you forward. And I'm so glad that you have cleared a lot of clutter from your life, and really you're focusing on that now, because this is like where you shine and where it's truly you is those beautiful creative ideas and visions. But yeah, we're all like that. We come up with things, and then we kind of get dragged away from them, right? So we really need to get back into that spirit, right? We need to get back into what is truly that mission that I'm being called to do. What is the core of that? If you feel, bored or uninspired or resistant to what's going on, look into it. Look into it. It may be that you're off of alignment with that, right? And right now isn't the time for that. And you don't need to hold yourself, like why didn't I just finish that? It's okay. Leave it unfinished. It's okay. You
Yeah.
can come back later if it's important. It's fine. You need to be able to release yourself from those sorts of things. And if you're looking at something and you're in resistance to it, you need to try to figure out, what is that? What's under that? What is the core feeling that I'm feeling under that resistance? Is it fear? Is it hurt? Is it, anger? What is it? And you need to nourish yourself again. You need to go back to nourishing you and, allowing yourself to reopen again, to trust again in yourself, because you're working with you. You got to work with you and be nice to you.
Yeah. I like
right?
that.
So yeah,
I got like
you could do it often. Yeah, you could do it often, Romelia. You could do it every week.
I like doing that I like the idea of that every week or whenever needed for that. Like, I love the 30 days of the 3 times a day. Cause I like, cause I'm like, oh, okay. It's like you gave me a prescription. I know what I need to do. I like that.
Yes, that's exactly it.
I can do it. But the other parts, I like, because you know what? The first few times you try, you might just fall out and stumble right smack on your face. And that's okay. The important thing is to be gentle and forgiving with yourself and get back up and do it again. Right. And then just keep, like, it'll come together. It doesn't happen overnight. It might take a little bit of time.
And we're not all like super people. Like, we can't, there's only certain hours in the day, and we don't need to put ourselves on this all or nothing type of deadline situation. Because that's what stops your progress. When you have that fixed mindset of no, if I didn't finish it now, then forget the whole and getting all like that about it, and getting mad at yourself, that doesn't serve you. We all need to be able to release things. We do move forward. And I'm not advocating anybody to create a giant, pile of things and then just throw them all away. I'm just saying it happens. It happens in life, right? And it happens especially in this modern life. And I do think that these possessions and our homes and all of the things around us that are in disrepair or in need of attention, can really weigh us down. So I'm sure you're feeling pretty good, Leslie, that you got, like, it was a process and not a fun process, but to get all that stuff done around your house, you're probably feeling good.
Yeah, it was huge. It was huge. I do have another question for you. Going back to the first step, detaching from the non-essentials, I loved the way that the tea tree, lemongrass, and Siberian fir smell together. Would you recommend, could I do that at night to release the non-essentials, or is it too stimulating, do you think?
I think it's a little bit stimulating. I do. But if you do it like, earlier in the evening, it's fine. I just wouldn't do it right before bed. Right? I wouldn't do it and then go lay down, because you need to
have the
kind of shed it energetically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you need a little bit of time for that, process. And so, yeah, I would say earlier in the evening, not right before going to sleep.
Oh, I love that one. I'll just have to make my roller instead.
I agree. I love that. I want to put that on whenever I'm trying to even just clean out some drawers, or when you're doing the closet. I actually do have a diffuser in my closet at home, but it's because my closet is part of our bathroom also. And, clothes get musty smelling after a while, whatever. I am so walking in there, putting this in there, and just getting rid. I mean, and I know
Yeah.
it's not just physical stuff that we're talking about, obviously, but that is one thing I'm like, oh, I'm doing this and I am getting rid of all of that stuff that I'm like, but one day I might have a bit. No, screw that. It's got to go. Bye-bye. Because
You gotta lighten your load.
it is strangely, I don't know, it's very interesting to me because, as you know, if you've ever been to my house, you know I am not a minimalist by any stretch of the imagination. However, having been gone from that for such a long period of time now, the realization and the way I feel coming back into it, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of responsibility I'm about to walk back into. And honestly,
Right.
I don't want to go home. And it's like, I want to go home. I want to see my boys. I want to see the animals. I want to see my dad, my, Manny's family, like all that. And all our friends, obviously. But I don't want to go back to tending to 3,000 plus square feet of house, to
Right.
how many bedrooms, to all of this. Like, the idea of it just makes me want to cry, because what you realize is you don't realize, I realized, I should say, how much of my time, energy, focus, all of this was spent on either doing it or worse, not doing it and feeling really bad about myself. And like, no good, So I'm like, I want to get the house like looking like an Airbnb. Like, you walk in, it looks cute, but the drawers are all empty. You know what I mean? Like, look,
It's
there's a
true.
key trader, a wine key, and a couple pots and pans. That's all you need in life, right? And so other than
Well,
that,
when you're in an RV, you find out, just how
you don't need
little
anything.
you
I
don't
don't even
need
need
them.
half the crap I've got in this RV. I mean, we're like, I can't wait to get home and move all this stuff out. But yeah, I mean, and that's a stuff-based thing, but the same thing is true mentally, with thinking about so many ways. And I really, really, really liked, in fact, I took a picture of that, about that vision, that slide that you did about the vision, and how to, like, if you're here, then you need to do this. And if you're here, you need to do that. And I really like that, because I never, like, I'm in your vision Facebook group, and I get it. And I like to think of myself as someone who has vision and works toward the vision. But I never really thought about the idea that, like, this, you might have to learn how to create or manifest or step truly into your vision. It's not just about like dreaming it, or it's not just about working your butt off. There is a balance. I really liked that. That slide was really cool and really touched my heart in thinking about, like, oh, I can see how I do. Oh yeah, and I do that too. Oh, and I did that too. I kind of fell in every category, but maybe that's how most people are.
But you have to, I think the key is that you have to realize that you got here just like everybody else gets through life. You know what I mean? Like, there are memories, there are, moments there, but what you have inside of you from when you were little and whatever it was that made your light shine, that's still there. If you've ever been something, you can do it again. If you've ever felt that, you can do it again. It doesn't mean that you're, going to be that same person who, whatever, climbed to that top of the rope, or summited that peak, or finished that marathon, or did all that stuff. That's not the point. The point is you can access that feeling again, and you can be accomplished in the way that you want to, and with giving yourself more, being open to those experiences, as opposed to telling yourself that these same stories of, like, not enough. Right.
Yeah. This was great. So I love this, Diana. Thank you so much for doing it. I can't say enough about the timing, right? It's just,
I'm ready, man. I know. I feel it. I feel that energy.
it's so awesome, right? I don't want to interrupt. Does anyone else have any questions or thoughts or anything they want to run through? I'm looking through the chat. I don't think I saw anything come through. This was so great. I so appreciate you putting it together. I really appreciate the way that you teach specifically on this topic, like all of your emotional classes. You just have so much heart that you bring through in the way that you teach it, that the energy, even on Zoom, it radiates through to us and touches us. And I just, you have that power, and that is your superpower. And we just so appreciate you sharing it with us. I know everyone here feels that. Look at me, I'm all like red, tearing up. I know everyone feels that.
I'll put the little images. I know it can be blurry sometimes. I don't know why on the share.
My computer.
It's weird, but yeah, I'll put those into the into our group, and people can see those recipes and stuff. Just knowing that, oh, thank you, Romelia. That, it's when I explain it to you, it's much easier to understand than
For
just
sure.
the static, of it. But yeah.
Well, I've gone to a Desiree class or workshop, and while she is wonderful, maybe it's the personal connection you have with us, but I think your delivery, I think your passion, I think the way that you help us step into our vision. I'm going to get a little teary. I think that you are right there or above Miss Mangandog.
Nice.
It's not a competition, but yeah, thank you. That's very sweet. I feel it deeply, and I just feel like a lot of things have come together ever since I started this journey, for me to really, like, it just hits me right, at the heart of me, and it's just been transformative. So yeah, I want to, if I can help you access that transformation for yourself, then yeah, that's totally where I'm at.
I'm so excited to make this rollerball. Now I'm excited. So
I love it. I'm over here. You guys are talking, and I keep opening it and smelling it and being all putting on some more.
So exciting. I can't wait. All right, ladies. So tomorrow night we have our Q&A. Next week we have, I know we have at least, because I'll be home, I hope. We have Oil for Every Age.
She's like, I might turn around and not be home.
Just do a drive-by parade.
Somebody just give me.
It's cool.
I always think of that Tracy Chapman song, give me one reason to stay here. And I'll turn my back. That's like, that was our honeymoon. Anyhow, like, long story. Nonetheless, super excited for next week and our classes, and tomorrow night Q&A. Guys, throw all your questions in the chat or the conversation. I'll put it up for us. I'll put it up right now when we get off here. Diana, just always thank you so much. I love that I've known you for so long. I have seen you in so many roles and shining in all of them. But I got to tell you, of everything I've ever seen you do, with the exception of being a mother, this is where you truly are. I feel like you're just sitting right in your pocket, and it's just, it just radiates from you.
I love you so much too.
Thank
you guys.
I cry because I'm just so happy for you to see you. Anyway. All right. Good night. Have a
happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Quarter century.
I know, what the hell, right?
I guess you're sticking with that guy.
And he's gonna be like, yeah, you're a great date, all snotty and crying after, and I'm gonna be like, I gotta get my vision, man.
Love you, man.
I love you, ladies.
Oh, have a good time.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.